Hola, everyone, and welcome back to Mission Nutrition with Priscilla, your host, La Misión Nutrición. And before we get started, I just want to pay my deepest respects to Madiba, to Nelson Mandela. When I worked in Louisiana, well, he's always been, when you get those questions at interviews, who's your hero, who's your idol, it's always first my mom. And then when people would ask, if you had one person in this lifetime that you could meet or revisit with them, it was always for me Nelson Mandela. To me, he was the epitome of grace, of courage, of strength. And I'm sorry that he's gone, but I'm sorry that he was here in my lifetime. And I don't think there's anyone that could fill those shoes again, but I hope that he's soaring with the angels. And on another note, all the more reason for us to take care of ourselves, folks. The show is Mission Nutrition with Priscilla. It's about nutrition. It's about all the different things that play a part in our nutrition. It's not just only what we put in and on our bodies, but it's what fuels us, what makes us happy, how we live our lives. And I lost a dear friend. In 2014, Gina Reyes and I co-founded a Puerto Rican women's group with 8 girls at a local Puerto Rican restaurant. It's no longer there, but it was called Borinquen, because that's what Puerto Rico was originally called. And with 8 girls, it was a luncheon at 12 o'clock noon, and it was 8 o'clock, and we were still there. And we realized that we needed to nourish our spirits and our souls with people of our, of our country, of our island, of our food, of our music. So in 2000, the group, a Puerto Rican women's group, was founded, and it's called Las Boridivas. Bori, because we're all Boricuas, and diva because every woman is a diva. And so it saddened me to find out that my dear friend Gina Reyes, the co-founder, walked into the ER last week in Puerto Rico. I think she was complaining of a headache, might have had high blood pressure, might have had kidney issues, and she never came out. So Gina, I hope that you're resting also with your angels. May you be soaring. And it's more so important to me that y'all get on it. There's no reason why we should have, she was only 65. I'll be 60 on Valentine's Day. And there's no reason for us to get to that situation. I just want to share with you, it's so easy to put this nutrition in your body. We have to change our eating habits. And this is a nutrition that's plant-based. The body recognizes food. It does not recognize chemicals. It does not recognize medicines. It doesn't know what to do with it. So when you're going to your doctor, find out, is there something that I can do myself to help myself? When you're told that you have a challenge, like I was told I had ovarian cancer 11 years ago, my automatic response, but it's who I am, was I don't have cancer. And I remember saying to my doctor, I don't have cancer, I don't believe in cancer, and cancer is not my vocabulary. And I say with all due respect, I don't believe in cancer because we all have cancer cells or viruses that are dormant in us, but what are we doing to activate that will make us that will create dis-ease in our body, that makes us sick? Are we loving ourselves? Are we true to ourselves? What are we doing to nourish ourselves besides what you put in and on your body? I didn't know that what you put on your body, it's our largest organ. It's got pores. Everything that goes into our body within seconds goes into our bloodstream. So we're poisoning ourselves not knowingly. Something simple as toothpaste, and I was blessed 2 years ago by being made a glam mom. No grandmoms here, glam mom. So of course, now my little Violet, she's brushing her teeth. My son and my daughter-in-law are very well aware of the nutrition that I do, so they don't use off-the-market toothpaste. But if you're at home listening, take your toothpaste and read the box. You don't even have to read the box. It's on the toothpaste. Warning. First of all, why should we have a warning sign on something that we're doing sometimes 3 times a day? Warning. If more than used for brushing is accidentally swallowed, get medical help or contact your poison control center immediately. Come on, folks. Why on this earth should we be calling a poison control center when we're brushing our teeth? And what do manufacturers do? They make it bubblegum flavor. So 2-year-old children are spreading that stuff on their toothbrushes, and you can't help but swallow it. They don't understand how to really get rid of all that crap that's inside their mouth. So it's about educating. It's about sharing the knowledge. It's about sharing my testimony, the testimony of my mom, I was with the Foods 2 months into the Foods, and she had come to me. She had lupus for 15 years, but she had a transient ischemic attack, and it messed up the carotid arteries. And she didn't recognize 4 of her children, and the doctor said if she lived, she would never be the same. She would never live alone, and she wouldn't have the same lifestyle. So I figured if my mom's not going to be on this earth a lot longer, let me take care of her. So I brought her in from Puerto Rico. We lived in California in a beautiful home that I had. And so I'm just sharing the foods. I make tea. Mama, here's a glass of tea. Mama, I'm making a shake. Here's some shake. That would be her nutrition. And within 3 months, I took her to her lupus doctor, and they were shining this little light up her nose, and the doctor said, what are you guys doing? Everything had regenerated. And that's what we say about our foods. We are on the philosophy of regeneration. If you put the right things into the body, it gets recognized and it regenerates. The body, that's how God made this body temple. You cut yourself, it doesn't stay open for a lifetime. It regenerates, it heals, and it regenerates itself. And that's as simple as it is with these foods. And there's something that we call the basic 5, which is the nourishing, balancing, and the cleansing. So if you put all the basic 5, which is as easy as this, one component, it's a tea. It looks like a tea. It's actually herbal beverages. It's concentrated whole foods mixed with plant-based herbs and enzymes. This is the only component that must be brewed. And this one bag, folks, makes 8 to 10 cups. So this is this. And then inside this tea, you put a bag of quinine, which aids the 5 bodily functions, the immune, circulatory, respiratory, digestive, and endocrine system. So you just put this in there. And then you put Fortune Delight, which flushes the fat and everything else out of your body, full of antioxidants, gives you energy. You put 1 packet in there. I put Vitadophilus because Vitadophilus is like putting 6 million great, what's the word? Do you know Vitadophilus?
6 million.
Good, not enzymes, good bacteria. You know, I wake up thinking in Spanish and I'm having a hard time speaking English these days. So I put a bag in here. It's not one of the basic fives. And then the nutrition, you can either put it in the hot Cali mixture or you make a shake. So the fifth component is our blood sugar regulator. Just a couple of drops, and then you shake it and you drink it. Now, come on, folks. How easy is that? This has the ability to balance, nourish, cleanse, and heal you. After I was on these foods for only a couple of months, I was told I had ovarian cancer. I called Dr. Sharon Winters, my naturopath. I said, what do I do? She said, bombard your body with the Cali and with the quinary. Within 8 days, 2 cysts on my left ovary, 4 fibroids went away as if they were never there, and my cancer level came down. All you do is drink it. Put it in your body, let your body recognize it, and it will start doing what it needs to do. It will start healing. So before I take a short break and introduce a fabulous friend and guest, if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to do a couple of things. You can email me at Mission Nutrition TV, Mission Nutrition TV, like in television, at gmail.com. You could also call me at 818-275-2528. And if you want to call into the station, dial 323-965-1600. And remember, a doctor can give you your diagnosis. Your prognosis is between you and God and what you do. I'm not saying you can just say, oh, God, you know, I'm sick and you take care of it. No. God helps those that help themselves. I'm always saying that. So get educated, do your research. You know, I was a little girl from Puerto Rico where everything was fried in lard, you know, a lot of sweets, a lot of bread. That's the way that I grew up. I didn't know any better. We can't do that stuff anymore and be healthy. It's just, you can't. So we're going to take a short break, and then I'm going to come back, talk a little bit more, and then I'm going to introduce you to a fabulous guest. Stay tuned. Be back with Mission Nutrition with Priscilla. Welcome back. Bienvenidos con Misión Nutrición English with Mission Nutrition with Priscilla. And if y'all were listening to that, you know what? There are so many components to nourishing your body. For me, it's mission and music. Mission, nutrition, and music. I don't know what I'd do without music. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my friend and also someone, because I promote music. And I'm so blessed to be promoting Mark Allen Felton, an amazing saxophonist. And that song was called Love Me, because if you don't start with yourself, you're doing it the wrong way. Love yourself, nourish yourself, do things that will nourish you, and you will start feeling better. And as you start feeling better, you will start healing. The mind only knows what it thinks. I had these amazing quotes here. You can find on the outside only what you possess on the inside. That's how I sign off all my emails. And then another one, the world we have created is a product of our thinking. And of course, Albert Einstein, it cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Nothing can be changed if we do not change our thinking. So, and belief becomes biology. So if you're told that you have a challenge and, I've got cancer, don't believe it. Challenge it. Do research. Go to something. Holistic medicine is everything that's a chemical. There is an alternative healing modality to it. It may take longer, but you also have to think positive. So anyway, enough about Mission Nutrition with Priscilla. I'm going to introduce to you a beautiful, beautiful woman who, by the way, studied in Cuba. And I'm fascinated by Cuba. Cuba. Hopefully she'll take me there because she takes a group. Well, I'll let her tell you about it. Her name is Erica Bowen. And Erica, muchísimas gracias por estar en el show conmigo hoy.
Oh, claro. Gracias por todo.
Yeah. She's African American, folks, but she also speaks Spanish. And how did we meet? I totally forgot.
We met through Anthony Lenoir from Sunrider
Oh,
Nutrition.
that's right. Because I always try to bring guests on the show that are on my food so that they can, share with you how they got on it, what it's done for them. But before that, I didn't have time to download your bio. So tell me what you've done, what you're doing. Tell me about Erica Bowen, and then share with me how you got on the foods.
So I am an artist and choreographer, and as well as a certified Purna yoga teacher with 2,000 hours of training.
So what kind of yoga teacher?
Purna yoga.
Sounds like porno.
No, it's not porno.
Spell that.
It is spelled Purna.
Purna.
Purna, which means whole in Sanskrit. And it's an alignment-based hatha yoga practice that also includes nutrition, specifically Sunrider nutrition, meditation, as well as philosophy. I hold a Bachelor of Science in Wellness and Nutrition.
Oh, you go, girl.
I'm a certified massage therapist and director of Arya Movement Project.
And so how long have you been doing that? And how long has Arya Movement Project been around?
Arya Movement Project has been around for about 2.5 years, and I'm the founder, the director of Arya Movement Project, and Arya Movement Project is an arts collective and arts company that's based and inspired by using the healing arts as well as folkloric art, contemporary art, in order to create art that inspires and heals not only the individual but also communities.
So, okay, so you're talking about art and healing, because I know food and healing and I know music and healing, but I don't. Talk to us about art and healing. What is that?
So I'm sure because you're from Puerto Rico, and Cuba is very similar, where art is just a fabric of the family, of the community. You can hear music in like any neighborhood that you go to for the most part. Dancing, it's a part of the culture. And since I've been studying in Cuba for so long. After high school, I studied dance there. I realized the importance of art being within every community because it uplifts people. There's like an
Absolutely.
aspect of joy. And, if you're eating the best foods and you have all of the money in the world, but you're not happy, it doesn't matter.
Bingo, bingo. And that's what, you just heard me. It has to start with you, with your body temple. And Sharon always used to say that if we have toxic thoughts, we could be a really fabulous person, really well off financially, have a great job, be eating right, be exercising. But if you're toxic with your thoughts because your relationship isn't right, or you don't have you have a toxic relationship with your children. Some people do. You can't be in alignment if you have toxic thoughts. It doesn't matter what you eat, and so you agree.
I definitely agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though, nutrition as well as art, as well as, pretty much what you say is figuring out something that no matter if you have everything or if you have nothing, that you can be happy.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And of course, because we, use Sunrider Nutrition, an aspect of that is figuring out something that you can do on a daily basis, which is physical. Because the way that the body works is that if you use it, the body tends to evolve even more. And if you don't use it, the body pretty much says, well, you don't need it, be it flexibility, health, whatever it is. So, for me, one of those things that I do is specifically for, the physical aspect of my body is definitely yoga and dance. I love dance. I love music. I love art. And when I bring people to Cuba, no matter if they're...
Wait.
We're not going to go.
Camera. So you take, and this is an interesting part of this young woman, you take groups of people to Cuba. So I find that, and I'm going to be one of those going with you.
Yes.
We have a deal. I am
Definitely.
going to Cuba. So tell me how that evolved, why it evolved, how it evolved, and what do you do when you're there? I find that fascinating.
Okay, so why it evolved is because I have been, studying Cuba for very long, performing there as well. And I love it. And one of the reasons why I love it is, again, because people are happy. They may not have half of what we have here in the United States.
Oh, I know.
In reference to, money, but they're happy. And so what I started to do is look at why are they happy? What things are they doing that maybe we've forgotten to do? One of the most basic things is, again, figuring out something that you can do no matter if you have all of the money in the world or nothing whatsoever. Be it dance, music, being around family consistently, of course, people that make you happy. And so I decided that I was going to do some sort of interchange between Cuban artists as well as American artists based on this importance of, although our countries may not be able to have that dialogue, I believe artists are more open to, creating this dialogue, and then also from there creating some sort of artistic work from that. So that's specifically with Aria Movement Project. And then what happened as well is that I would see people come to Cuba that weren't artists. They were a doctor or a medical professional, a financial analyst, and they would be there, and many of them said that, I'm not an artist, I'm not a dancer, I'm not a musician, I would never take classes or workshops in the United States. But there is some openness about Cuba because art is...
They wouldn't take the classes here?
Yes, because
Why?
of the idea that you have to be a professional. You already have to be great in order to
That's so
step into
silly.
a dance
Yeah.
class or step into a music class. And so I took one group, and pretty much none of them were professional artists. And within 2 weeks, many of them they were completely changed. I mean, they were happy. There was one woman who came with our group, and she was a financial analyst. And I remember her really doubting that, I can't take this, dance class. And she came back and she was on the verge of actually quitting her job because she couldn't figure out, she's like, this is a horrible profession. And what ended up happening is she realized it's not the horrible profession, it's my outlook on it. It's how I'm reacting, how I'm becoming what other people want me to be, instead of figuring out, like, what is it that makes me happy and how can I interject that into everything that I do. Not just look at a job as a place where I go and I completely am someone else, but how can I interject, like, joy into what I do. And so with all of those things, it inspired me to not only bring professional artists, but what we call community-based artists. So the community-based artists that come with us are people who just, maybe they enjoy art in some way. Maybe they enjoy yoga because we host workshops in yoga.
I was just going to ask you, how do you do the yoga? So you do yoga workshops while you're there?
Yes, we have workshops for everyone in our group, and these workshops are workshops that you must be a part of in some way. In meditation, that is optional. Yoga, alignment-based yoga, as well as samba, and Afro-Cuban dance and salsa.
Oh, my God. I am going to let loose, girl, when I go there. I had a thought. I'm an old lady, so if I don't talk about it right away, it escapes me. With the yoga, the groups that you take, do I have to have had yoga here or practice yoga here, or can I just go and do the workshop there?
So you can, one of the things that happens is that all the workshops are set up for all levels. So if you have absolutely no experience in yoga or even dance, that's perfectly fine. And what we do is when someone registers, we have an application and we ask questions to figure out where you are and what your goals are. And then from there, for instance, I've had people come with a group of mine that are professional yoga teachers, and their goal is different when they go into class. So as a yoga teacher with 2,000 hours and more of experience, most yoga teachers have a certification of 200 to 500 hours, and I have a certification of 2,000 hours, and I continue to study. I'm able to pretty much have people of different levels in one class, and still everyone in the class is going to receive something that is focused on their particular level.
And then how long is the group there for?
Usually the group is there, we have 2 sessions, 9 days and 9 days, or if someone wanted to stay 18 days, they could as well.
18 days?
Yes.
I want to know the man that goes there for 18 days that's single. And he can take me as his date. And so they must, when you get there, because you could be Cuban.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
and how do they treat you there when they find out that you're American? And is there a word? Because I remember in Puerto Rico when people would come from the mainland, they would we would call them Yankee. Mira, ahí hay un gringo, ahí está un Yankee. Do they have that
In Cuba?
lingo? Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Really?
So you're talking specifically how do Cubans treat me?
Yes. Because when they see you, they think that
I'm
you're
Cuban.
one of, yeah.
Exactly. There is a word for Americans, specifically an American woman. It's called Yuma.
Yuma.
Yuma, which is based on, there's a movie called 3:10 to Yuma or something like that. And it's just their word for an American woman who can marry them and take them away, and, they can live in the United States. So they call them
Wow.
Yumas.
So I bet you those good-looking Cuban men are romancing a lot of Americans that go there.
Well, I guess you could say there are not a lot of Americans that actually come to Cuba, so, but yes, they are.
Well, we're going to take a short break, and then I want you to explain to me, because I remember taking yoga once in my life, I'm embarrassed to say, and it did help with my posture. So I want to learn, and I want to share with the listening audience a little bit more on the different modalities or different yoga schools of yoga or whatever you call it. But do you have a website if someone wanted to call in? If you want to call in and ask Erica Bowen a question, you can call in 323-965-1600, and your website
is www.aryamovementproject.com. So
and Arya is spelled
ARYAMovementproject. OVEMENTPROJECT.com.
And is there a phone number or is everything on the website?
Everything is on the website. If you need to call 310-418-6395.
All right, so we're going to take a short break and we'll be back with Miss Erika Bowen. Welcome back with Mission Nutrition with Priscilla, and I have the lovely Erika Bowen, my delicious guest, and she's been talking to us about yoga as being part of nutrition, because anything that inspires you, that helps you feel better and look better, that's good. But if you look good and you don't feel good, that's not good. And when you see this show on YouTube, because we're not streaming live right now, you can hear us, but you can't see us right now. This show goes onto YouTube. There is a photo of Erika that's up that she looks like a Brazilian dancer, and it's part of the when she goes to Cuba with her artistic and yoga tour. It's explain to me what you're doing, because that's an amazing body. That's got to be a Sunrider body.
It is a Sunrider body. It's
Wow.
it's pretty much every single day. New Plus, Fortune Delight, Meta Balance, Ease, Joy, Top, and Quinery, and of course Beauty Pearl every single day.
Yeah, I miss my Beauty Pearl, but I do Bella. Do you do Bella?
No, I don't.
See,
do
because
Bella.
I'm a lot older than you, so Bella. But you know what, Eve? They say that Bella is good for just women across the board because of our hormones.
Okay.
So it could be a teenager that's, just getting her menstrual cycle and she's got a lot of cramps, or it could be women that have PMS, or it could be me where because I was on Bella, I did not go through that horrendous hot flash mood swing. So for the women, Bella. And for the men, we also love our men. Without a man, we can't do much. So there's supplements that men can take to protect their prostate. It's called Men's Formula. And then if you're having challenges with erectile situations, what's it called? Erectile dysfunction. We have something that's very natural that will help you, and it's called Veros. V as in Victor, EROS. And so you can, call me, or you can go on the website and talk about it. Tell them that Priscilla sent you on the website. I would appreciate that. And so tell me, Erica, when did you discover Sunrider, or how did you discover it? How long have you been doing it, and what do you feel it's done for you? Because looking at that body, girl, that's amazing. Isn't that, Chris? Our engineer is going, uh-huh. Are you single, Chris? Oh, okay, it's a good thing, 'cause after seeing this body, you may not be single. So tell me, how did you come across Sunrider? How long have you been on them, and what do you feel they've done for you?
So I came across Sunrider through Adil Pakivala, who is my yoga teacher, as I was going through my yoga teacher training, my 2-year yoga teacher training. And I was having some health issues. But what really drew me to asking Adil, what is it that you're doing, is that he looked amazing. Adil is now, I believe, in 51.
He's a
Don't
spring chicken.
Don't tell him I said that.
Uh-huh.
But he looks so young, and he glows.
Oh, you glow, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, his skin glows. And I also noticed that a lot of people who were his students who were also taking Sunrider, their skin was amazing.
Yeah,
They looked happy.
yeah.
There was just a light, within them and around them. And honestly, I just wanted to look like that. I was pretty vain. And then after that, I wanted to make sure that, I was healthy. So I spoke to Adil, and, I told him what health issues were going on, and he suggested that I take Sunrider. He gave me, pretty much the basic program, as well as a few other things in Sunrider to start taking and use for 21 days. And he just asked that I commit to taking the Sunrider for at least 21 days. And
That's
then,
all you have to do, folks. Start with 21 days, and your body will get acclimated to it, and then you'll start feeling all these changes. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So I did that, and I started to feel different first. And then also I noticed that those health issues that I had were, I didn't have them any longer. And so I knew that Sunrider worked. And because I knew that it was something that had to be consistent, I stayed on the Sunrider program, and different things happened throughout life. And so I ended up starting to try different products, and every product that I tried worked. I mean, even at one point, I did something really weird to my hair. My hair started falling out, and so I actually took the Men's Formula, because the Men's Formula makes your hair grow back, and it worked.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and I didn't know that I thought because it said Men's Formula, but because it's not medication, folks. It has no bad, what's the word? There's no problem with taking something that's made for the for the men, and we are so blessed, Sunrider, because it's comprised of the owners are Dr. Tae-Fu Chen and Dr. Oilin Chen. And Tae-Fu is a master herbologist and also a pharmacologist. So that's the east side. the Eastern philosophy. And then his wife is a Western doctor. She left her private practice to help her husband. And so, we always say we've got the best of Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy. And you marry the both, my God, it's perfect. Now, so here is an example of a young woman that's doing something that she knows and feels it's right for herself with her yoga. But she didn't know that she was out of balance. So she introduces this nutrition into her body and comes into balance. So she is in perfect harmony, or I would call it harmony, because when you're nourished and you're doing things like yoga or meditating, even yesterday, I took the whole day, because it takes that long to do my hair. I got my nails, pedicure, I got my hair cut, and I said, and I'm challenged financially. I'm not saying I'm the richest woman in the world. I am extremely rich in an emotional and a spiritual level. My finances aren't where I want them to be right now, but they will, because that's how I think. I'm a very positive person. But I said, you know what? I need to do something for myself and not think about the money, because I always think that I have a lot of money. So because I think that way, I'm always generating. I even started a small company with a friend of mine, and what I do is I go to homes and I enhance them. How do I enhance them? I either organize them, I clean them, I redecorate them, and that gives me, it nourishes my soul, because instead of going to a gym, I love working out in someone's home. Be it mine, I prefer your home because you're paying me. But, and so that's how, with my Sunrider, it's a passion of mine. And with my home enhancing, it's probably an OCD part of my character, but I love to see everything clean and orderly and organized. So, Erica, I went off the beaten path a little bit. So, tell me, do you feel comfortable in saying the challenges that you had or health issues that you had, or?
Sure.
Okay, and how you feel that this nutrition helped you?
Sure, definitely. I specifically was having a lot of yeast infections or bacterial infections for no reason. Now I know that a lot of it had to do with what I was eating.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As well as stress.
Mm-hmm.
But most of it had to do with the fact of what I was eating, and I just kept eating it. And
but you probably didn't know any better.
I didn't know. I would go to a Western doctor, and pretty much they would just give me antibiotics. Mm-hmm. And I knew, being so young, why is this happening? Something is not right. And it just so happens that my mom passed at the age of 39 from ovarian cancer.
God.
So that was always something that was not looming over our heads, but I just felt as though health was really important. My father, on the other hand, he is extremely into alternative health, but it was a lot of times it's reactionary versus preventative care. Mm-hmm. So I knew I couldn't go either route. I had to figure out, okay, what can I do for preventative care, and to figure out what it is that I'm doing or not doing that I need to do for my health. I do feel as though health is something that we have to, that we're responsible for our own bodies. And so when we're not, and we're completely out of balance, then you can wait for someone to just, give you medication, but the medication is something that shouldn't be for long term. At the end of the day, I feel that as human beings, we need to take responsibility for our health.
Bingo, and that's what I always say. I'm not downplaying doctors or medicine. Like, if I walked out of here and I twisted my ankle, God forbid, I'd have to go see an orthopedist. The difference between me being on Sunrider and a person not, that I would heal 100 times faster. And the break probably wouldn't be as bad. Where a person, let me give you, for instance, with our nutrition. A person that's not on nutrition gets a cold. They will have a cold sometimes 2, sometimes 3 weeks. If we get a cold, it's gone in 3 days because our immune system is so built up on, and it's so, the emphasis that I'm always doing, folks, it's so easy. And when people ask me how much does it cost? How much is cancer? You tell me. And if you keep on leaving your health, your nutrition on the back burner, what happens when you leave something on the stove and you forget about it? It burns up. You will not be here. So stop thinking that you can't do it. Stop thinking that it's an inconvenience. Stop thinking that you don't have time. Stop thinking that you don't have money. Life is precious. Like I said, my girlfriend walked in to a doctor and she never came home. This gorgeous woman lost her mom at 39 years old. That doesn't have to be this way, folks. We can change. Erica, real quick, because I know we only have about 10 minutes. What do people do if they want you? When do you have another Cuba trip coming up?
January 3rd, one session, and January 11th is the next session.
Wow, that's quick. That's
Yes.
back to back.
Yes.
I'm going to one of them. I'm going to. So if you need information, she put her website up. You can call her. If you want to go to Cuba, you do not have to be artistic and you do not have to be doing yoga. Give me some yoga tips for like when I'm at the show, doing my show and I'm sitting. What can you do that would help whether my back, my spine, whatever? Because there's different modalities of yoga.
Definitely. So if you're sitting in a chair, one of the things that you can do is just a basic twist depending on what, the health of your spine. Twisting is very important. It helps your digestive system.
Really?
It does. And it
Oh.
helps the health of your spine as long as you're twisting in the correct manner. So as long as you have a chair that doesn't move from side to side, you can plant one hand on the seat of the chair, one hand on the top of the chair, and first, before twisting, lift your body up. So lift the torso up as much as possible. Take a deep inhalation, and then as you exhale, very gently twist to the right.
Oh, that feels good.
And then come back to center, and you can switch to the other side. So first, and this is really important for the health of the spine, lift the torso first, inhale, and then as you exhale, twist. And then come back to center.
Dang, and that's easy.
Very easy.
And what other kind of things, because with the yoga that you teach, how is it different from other yogas? Why would I want to do, what's it called?
Purna.
Porno. Sorry, I keep
Purna
I'm just going to
yoga.
call it porno.
No, Purna yoga.
Because what you say, that's something that Sharon Winters taught me a long time ago. We also must be aware of what we say. So how is your Purna yoga different from other modalities?
So there are about 165 different modalities of yoga.
Oh my God.
Purna yoga actually integrates elements of the traditional yoga as well as how yoga has evolved. Because in sort of the beginning of yoga and the Vedas, much of yoga, specifically with meditation, was based on emptying the mind, for instance. But then there's this aspect of once you empty the mind, then what? Once you're completely
I don't know how.
calm-
I still haven't learned how to empty the mind. I'm getting there, but now that's hard.
It is very hard.
It's hard. How do I empty the mind?
Well,
So that's meditation.
That was the old, sort of view of meditation. And specifically Sri Aurobindo, who is a spiritual, figure in India, did a lot of meditation. He has an ashram. He's no longer with us in the sense of the physical realm. But one of the things he looked at in reference to meditation is that meditation shouldn't just empty the mind or calm the mind. What meditation should do is to allow the individual to introduce more of their true spirit, their true ability, their true power into the body. And then once that happens, to be able to share that so other people can, in a sense, feel that. So
Is
Purna
that why
yoga-
people say that they always? And I love it. I'm not knocking it. People always say, "I love your energy."
Pretty much.
Huh.
in yoga, and this specifically comes from the Vedas, there are 4 reasons that we are here on this earth. And true yoga isn't just about the physical body or physical postures. If you have a yoga butt, if you all those various things that we really get into. We're, human beings, so many of us are really moved towards the physical. But actual yoga, specifically from the Vedas, there's a reason that we're all here on this earth.
Absolutely.
And it's through kama, dharma, moksha, and artha. And those are Sanskrit words. Dharma means that which you're here to do. Artha
Interesting.
is the means, or specifically wealth. So dharma, that which you are here to do, your purpose on this earth. Artha, which is means or wealth. So we are here for wealth. Kama and moksha, which are pleasure as well as spiritual devotion. So that is the purpose of yoga. And the physical aspect that we see, the yoga postures, are just one element, because if your body doesn't feel well, if you don't have the ability to get up just to live your purpose, how can you live your purpose? And this really ties into Sunrider, because no matter what you put into your body, the most organic foods, Sunrider is 100%, 50,000 levels above organic foods. And so it ties into this aspect of, if you're doing all this physical activity and you're putting anything in your body, how can you live your true purpose? But if you decide that you're going to put Sunrider into the body, it fuels you. It fuels you to give you the energy to live your purpose. And if your purpose is, for instance, for me, I teach at LA County High School for the Arts. I have an arts organization. I dance. I choreograph. And so much more. I need a lot of energy. Sunrider helps to provide that extra so I can live my purpose. And most of us have an amazing purpose, which means we need a lot of fuel. And Sunrider is a way to give us that in the purest form.
Yeah, people are always saying, you're 60 years old or about to be 60 and you've got so much energy, Priscilla. Saturday, I went to 3 parties. And, okay, I got home at 2:30 in the morning and I was up at 7 o'clock the next day. I probably didn't sleep enough. But, because losing my friend Gina, it really knocks on your door. Live life every day. If you have the, and I'm so spontaneous. If somebody said there's a party, you know what? Let me run. I see that you're so sculpted. So is that from physical exercise or is that from yoga?
It is from first Sunrider and dancing and yoga. That's what I do.
And dancing, yeah. Well, and you combine the both. You know what? I've got to join your. So if I want to join your class, how often are the classes and where are the classes?
So I have classes coming up when I return from Cuba, and those classes are usually 2 to 3 times a week. So we have a samba salsa class, we have a yoga class coming up, and you can go to the website for specific information.
Great. And there's rates and everything?
Rates are on there as well.
Okay. And so you had an experience with a little spider biting you, and you said that you had an amazing story. Was it because of Sunrider and the bite or another? You said you had an amazing story to share.
I do. Well, about 2 days ago, I got bit by a spider, and
shame on that spider.
For all of you who have spiders in your house, I didn't know that spiders are like gangs. So if you kill one, their family will come after you.
They know where you live.
Damage, which I didn't know. So I killed this spider because I was scared. I was like, there's this black spider in my bedroom. And then the next morning, I woke up with like this bite the size of a golf ball on my back.
And I saw it, folks. It's not pretty. And it's also painful.
It's so painful. One of the things I did in the process of like going to the doctor, getting it diagnosed and all of that, is I took Sunrider. I took Quinery. I had Fortune Delight with me because I know Sunrider works. And one of the reasons why I also know it works is because I had a ligament tear, and in the process of going through this tear and rehabilitation, one of the things that I took was a lot of New Plus. I think I took maybe 7 to 8 packs of New Plus every single day.
That's our shake, our smoothie.
Yes, Fortune Delight. And the reason why is because these things help the tendons and ligaments heal. So I had that experience already, and so immediately I went to my Sunrider. And when I finally went to the doctor, they couldn't believe that I didn't have chills, I didn't have fever, I didn't have all of those things. And one of the reasons why I know is because I was taking, again, Quinery, Fortune Delight, all of those things specifically for the immune system so that I wouldn't get a fever.
Yay! So it helped her. Our foods are on such a high vibration that it really heals the body. Give the body what it needs. It will recognize it. It will heal itself, and it regenerates it. So we've come to the end of this show, and I don't know if I'm going to be here next week because I think it's Christmas. Chris, is it Christmas next week? I won't be here. So I want to share with you, thank you for listening to me. I hope that you call me. I hope that you email me. Allow me to share my wisdom and the 11 years of knowledge on these foods. And be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Tell the person that you're with that you love them, that you appreciate them. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself happy, if it's even a manicure. And I want to depart on a beautiful, beautiful quote that my hero, my idol, Nelson Mandela said. And also to my family, my brother who's in Afghanistan, he'll be home in January. I can't wait to see you, Sergeant Henry Valdejulie. May you and your troop get home safely, as well as, well, they all can't come home. But I hope a lot of them come home. I adore my mommy with all the breath of my life. And I don't know what I'd do without my son, my granddaughter, who have given me the biggest gift of my life, my granddaughter, Violet. I love my 7 brothers and sisters. I love me a lot. And I wish you all a beautiful, healthy, wealthy, prosperous, abundant holiday. And so this is the quote by my hero, Nelson Mandela. No one is born hating another person because of their color of the skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Thank you, my diva. And remember, stay healthy, for what is life without health? Bye.